Hey peoples, second video before I go lay it down. I'm about to lay it down. Anyway, and also I'm a weensy bit high. Good thing I showered right after I smoked, otherwise I'd have been asleep already. But anywho's, let's just go ahead and get off into this video, shall we? Okay, this is gonna be a quick one. But there was a reason I decided to smoke on this. Dude, I don't know who been in this predicament before, but if you have, you know the extent to which this is funny. Let me explain. Last night when I was at work, I had a Romani family come in. But before they came in, which if y'all don't know was Romani people, that's like what folks call gypsy, or they're from Greece or Slavic or something like that, something to that effect that they are. Different people are from different places. So, okay, before they came in, right, they was outside. And normally, I don't notice people when they outside if I'm at work. Like, if I'm busy, I'm not, like, looking outside. You know what I'm saying? It's almost dark out there, too. So, people normally be walking past there, screaming, hollering at each other and stuff like that. So I ain't think nothing of it. Because the woman was yelling at the top of her lungs, doing this, pointing at the window. I'm thinking she's outside screaming at a kid or something. I look up, she's doing all this. My table hears it screaming and shit. They look outside of her. They look at me, they go, what the shit? What? They didn't say what the shit. That's just me with the what the shit. They were like, what the hell? Do you know them? I'm like, I don't know them. So she goes, her daughter walks up to the window. She goes, I'm like, I see you too. I see you too. Believe I see you too. So come on in. Because we had a side door. I'm like, come on in. So she's like, whatever. And she goes like that. So they walk off somewhere. And I'm just like, dude was like, what was that about? I'm like, you know how, and I had to explain it to him in Christianese, okay? And that's where you speak to a person and what they believe, lingo, so they can understand where you coming from, but what you saying mean the same damn thing. You just, put it in a different dialect for them. You know what I mean? I'll be making up words. So I don't even know if that's really a real word. But shit, it came out of my mouth, so it's a real word to me. So anywho, y'all excuse that. So I'm like, just trying to explain to him. I'm telling him, you know how when you go to church and there's a prophet there, or a seer, or whatever you want to call them, when you go to church, and they can look at you and see something about you, and they'll start saying something, or they may not know what they see, but they know what they feel is different from you than what they feel from a lot of people. So they tell it to you, and it be your life, right? I told him, I said, this was just on a subliminal tip. She's a tarot reader. She's trying to pick up my energy. So since you want to ask questions, I'm going to take your ass on a little walk on the wild side. Since, you ain't trying to get it or understand, because we was all talking over there and it was cool as shit. Because sometimes I could talk to a customer and forget I don't even really know them personally. Because they be talking to me about all kinds of random things. And I love having conversations with people most of the time. If I ain't in a hurry or something. So I told him all that, right? He goes, I don't understand. I'm like, it's the same gift from the same creator, just utilized in a different way. That's like making a pancake. Some people do it with chocolate chips. Some people do it with blueberries. And y'all excuse the food analogies, because when you smoke, you be like, but I had some of these little hot chips, and I'm like, nah, I'm not feeling them right now with the wine. That's gonna make a hell of an ass burn. I like hot chips, but this hose is hotter than regular hot chips. Then anyway, a ghetto moment brought to you by Real Life Scenarios. Yeah, that was not supposed to be done. But anywho, 20 minutes passed. They end up coming in. I didn't, after I see them for a little bit, after I told the customers that was, inquisitive what was going on. Because I laughed about the shit. And they was like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, exactly. So his girl was trying to explain some things to him because she knows a little bit about that. I said, look, y'all need to just Google some YouTube videos and y'all need to just binge watch some hoes on a weekend one day. Just you and him together. Make it a date, okay? So, I know they ain't gonna never forget that shit. Because 20 minutes later, like I was about to say, my manager comes to me and tells me, well, you have a request table. And I'm like, thinking in my mind, who the fuck could this be? Thinking, these hoes came in here to fuck with me. Turn around, two hoes was in there. So I'm like, okay. Because they was doing all this shit. I'm like, wait a minute. So you gonna fuck with somebody outside that you don't even know. And he won't walk in, right? But here's the kicker. Let me tell you when the script flipped, okay? We about to get to that. If I had a counter, I'd say that's about to happen in like 10 seconds or less. Count it on your fingers. Anyway, they come in and then they ask for me. They say, the girl with the red hair. I'm like, okay. So they sit at another server's section. Ooh, I knew I could do it in less than 10 seconds. They sat in another server's section, which was by mine. So I had to owe another server a table. When I got another one in my section, she could take it because this table requested me. That's usually how shit goes when you're a server. So they sat there. The woman went in her purse. She just looked. She was like, oh, here's my card. The card, on the back of the card, I couldn't see anything. So before I even flipped it over, I was like, no, thank you. I already know how to do that. Like, I already pick up energies off of folks. I know what the fuck I'm feeling. I know what the fuck it is. I know what all that was outside. So what the fuck? I say, I know you read tarot and just whatever. I flip the card over because she keeps pushing it back to me. I flip the card over. What it say? Her name and tarot reader. I'm like, I knew what it was already. I'm like, dude, it don't take no fucking rocket scientist. After all that just happened, that was a fucking spiritual argument of some sorts. Or some kind of spiritual fuckery of some sorts. But I'm not dumb to the shit. Although that right there was the very first time. Well, not the very first time it happened, but to that extent, yeah. To the extreme. So, yeah. And usually romantic people don't fuck with me like that. They usually don't. Nah, maybe one or two in my whole lifetime, but other than that, they don't fuck with me like that. They're usually nice. So be nice. Anyway, the table looks over there and goes, the dude and this girl just looked at each other like, what the hell? That's all I kept saying. It's like, yeah. So I walked past and they looked at me like, and I'm like, if I tell you what it was, that's what it was. Because they could hear the woman talking loud. They was sitting right next to her, to the booth over. Their mouth was like, they didn't know what the fuck to think. She's like, oh, my husband's on his way. So I'm like, okay, cool. The daughter, the baby was just smiling and talking and everything. I think she was trying to like flip their energy. Because little kids be knowing shit like that. When you grow up in a house where magic is practiced or stuff is seen quite naturally, the kids going to pick up the gift if they see you doing it. But anywho, the energy fucking changed. Her mom sat down and was like, oh, you have a soul. I'm like, yeah. She said it like she was fucking surprised. I'm like, why are you surprised? Yes, in the flesh. Got a soul. Can think for myself. Yeah. No empty seats up in this bitch. No. I am the driver of my motherfucking life. So what's up? How you doing? Thinking it's in my mind. So her daughter's sitting there. She just, we lock eyes, right? And she just, And I'm like, Cause my mom was like, what the hell? One of my other creepy ass coworkers is I say creepy ass coworker. Now he cool as fuck because whenever he wants to talk to people about weird or sci-fi shit, or just anything that's supposed to be conspiracy theory, he likes to come to me because he knows I will challenge that shit and be like, oh damn, you do know such and such and such. Like, okay, like just be having random ass conversation. He's like, what the fuck was that? So what the fuck was what? Because customers said it too. He was like, what the fuck was that at the table? The chick y'all was looking at each other going, And since he know a little bit about that shit, he was like, was y'all sending each other telepathic messages? You better send me a tip. I was like, you know what? That's exactly what the fuck. No, I'm just kidding. No, really, I was letting her know, look, y'all are gonna come in here, start no shit, do no shit, keep it copacetic with me. I'm gonna keep it copacetic with you. She's like, okay, all right. And then she flips her hair. She flips her hair. And then they proceed to order. And everything from that moment on was fucking calm down city. No drama, no funkiness in the air, no nothing. It was just straight up bliss, okay? Everything that was, they were being extremely nice. Even trying to hold a joking conversation with me, just talking about little shit. For once, not feeling like they had to have their spiritual guard up. But it's like, still. So you was screaming at me through the window because you thought about how I look or what you thought you saw with me until you got close and personal with me to realize what the fuck you was looking at. Ain't that something? So, yeah, from then on, it was cool. And they ordered up a bunch of shit. And they tipped great. They were like really cool ass customers, Everything was fucking fine. You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing I want to just close this video out with. From the last video that I made, the part 1 and the part 2, I think I was mentioning in part 2 of the last video, don't be a Eeyore. Something about this. Or if I didn't, it's probably another video I was about to upload. But anyway, sometimes when I upload video, I don't go back and watch it. Sometimes I do, it just depends. It just depends. Only way, like if I see like a notification, I got a comment, yeah, I'll go back to the video, whatever like that. Because I always got my phone with me. Most of the time. Don't mean I'm on it a lot. But anyway, just what I was about to finish saying was, sometimes you can't go by what you think you see and call something what it is. Because just like this light hitting me like some kind of funky little way, making me look some type of funky little way. If I put too much light in my face, this greasy shit on there, it's just gonna be bing, ball of light. Anyway, then I just like scrub the fuck out of my eyes, like from my makeup and shit. So I'm gonna use my other stuff to get this stuff off my face in the morning, then the rest of that should come off too. But anyway, don't go by what somebody fucking looks like to say what something is. If you sitting there saying, oh, this person evil because they got purple hair, this person evil because they got red hair, they're this, they're that, or whatever like that, yeah, I promise you, just like that woman that was looking at me funky from the outside of the window and don't know what she was really looking at till she graced my presence. Yeah, it's the same way like that with me in real life. Some folks think I freak them out on this channel. What the fuck would you do if you actually met me? And I'm in this video and say, good night.